Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back with story time. Every vlogger here on YouTube is doing story time, and I thought I would join in too. Four more girl, four more. Fear of missing out. Yeah, but I'm back again with a story time, and I don't know whether it's a story time or it's advice time. I don't know. I'll leave you guys to be the judge. But today I thought I would share a story time about choosing universities, particularly choosing a course, particularly for mature students. It's something that I always find myself helping friends, family, colleagues to choose a course, or to help with a personal statement, or to help with some advice along the way, etc. So I just thought I'd do a story time as it's beginning of the year. This is the time everyone is evaluating their life and thinking, oh my god, what am I supposed to do this year? What course am I going to study? I wanted to talk about four things, or maybe more. We'll see how time. I think it's for mature students. There are about four things that are very important when choosing a degree or a course for you to study. It's why you are choosing it, um, the duration of the course, the location, as well as arranging your home life. And I've just put that into one, and we can obviously split that up when we get fully into it. So let me just tell you a little bit of a story time about like how I chose my career path. Because in the beginning I was going to go and study nursing, and to be honest with you, I was just going to choose that because everyone else around me, that was the course they were going for. But I wasn't going to do it because I wanted to. I was just going to do it because everyone else was doing it. So my good hubs was like to me, hey, I don't think you are cut out for nursing. And I was looking at him like, boy, are you for real right now? But yeah, he knows me that well, and I knew it wasn't for me, and if I was going to do it, it was because everyone else was doing it. So the number one rule: don't do something because everyone else is studying that course. You need to think about the coursework, because when you're doing the coursework, it takes a lot out of you. So you got to choose a course that you love, a course with a subject that you are going to enjoy doing, because believe me, if you're going to study health and social care, things like nursing, social work, psychology, law, they take a lot from you. I've seen people crumble with those degrees. Not that you mustn't go for it, but you must go for it with knowledge that it can become difficult. And I think if you love the subject, then your uni life would be easier. So we're going to come back to that in a minute, but I wanted to go back to before you choose a course. So it's worth doing some research about the course. So asking friends who've done it, researching, will you be able to manage work, home life, balancing with the children? Will you be able to go to work after uni? How many days do you go? So all that is important before you just say, that's it, I'm going. So you need to make sure home life is settled, because it will catch up with you, because it did catch up with me. There were times when I was studying for my degree, there were times when visitors wanted to come, and I'll be like, oh my god, how do I tell them I'm not there? And sometimes it'll be a difficult situation for you to tell people that you are not home because you are studying and you are in the library. It's hard for people to understand. It just looks like you are avoiding people or something. So it's worth thinking about, how are you going to balance your home life? Because there were days when I remember flying to Scotland for a party. My family will know, because I really wanted to go for this party and I wasn't going to miss it, but I had a portfolio due. So I was doing my portfolio like in the late hours of the morning, because I really wanted to go for this party and I wasn't going to miss out. But I think now looking back, I should have just maybe taken a step back and let uni take over than wanting to cram things, everything in. Because you know what will happen with uni, another area of your life will end up suffering, and most probably it's going to be the children, it's going to be your diet, because that's the other thing. Uni does affect your diet a lot, especially like if you're a mature student, because you are getting you, and the kitchen is waiting for you to tidy up, a lot of other things. So sorting your home life first, researching about the course. If you are going for courses that are very evidence based, like social work, nursing, psychology, teaching, etc., make sure you get help with your personal statement. Get someone to look at your personal statement. I know it could be a situation whereby your grammar is so good, it's spot on, but I think think it's always pays to have someone to have run through with a fine tooth comb, because someone is bound to pick up a mistake, to pick up a grammar mistake, or just something that would help improve your personal statement. Shy, as a mature student, your time is very, very limited. It's like you are dividing your time in so many areas, like children, the hubs, your family, your mom, work. So never ever shy away from asking for advice from another person who's done it, in the fear that you've got, people will think, oh my god, she went to uni and she didn't know what she's doing. Girl, you will thank those people later when you are getting your handshake and you are getting your degree, girl. Yeah, so the other thing now is thinking about the course that you are going for. Why are you going for this course? Are you going to study social work because everyone else is becoming a social worker, or everyone else is becoming a psychologist or a nurse? I think originally I wanted to be a family therapist, and then as I progressed in my life, I thought, you know what, I really like talking to families and I like helping people. So I wanted to be a therapist or a counselor, along that route. And then I looked at it. It was going to take me at least maybe 6-7 years to fully become a counselor, because I think you start on something and then you build on something, etc. It was just going to be a long route, so I decided not to go for it. Research, I enjoyed it because it's something that I love doing. So that's another thing you have to think about. You could go and study to be a psychologist, but when the clients you're working with are beginning to open up things that are most likely going to take you aback, are you going to manage? Are you going to cope with your lifestyle, or with other things that are happening in your life? So it's worth thinking about. There's a lot to consider. And then the other thing, which is a very, very big one, is finances and working as a student. If you are going for a course with a bursary, then life would be easier. And then, I know you do get the maintenance grant if you are studying in England. I'm not sure about other countries, but just think about whether you're going to have financial assistance whilst you're at uni, because that is so important. Because if you're going to have one person working in the household and you want to balance out things, it might not really, really work to your favor. But if your finances are in order and everyone is happy, then things will be fine. But if, let's say, you are the sole breadwinner and you decide to go into full-time education, then my advice would be for you to sort out your life in terms of finances first before you study, or make sure when you do study, the bursary that you're going to get is enough. Because what will end up happening is you are going to work and then you are going to uni, and then somehow your concentration span, just everything is just not going to work, because you are tired and you're trying to balance out life, and you're going to start missing parties like I did, and you're going to start hating it when people say, hi girl, we're outside, we're here for some tea. You're just going to freeze in water because you've got a dissertation which is due, or some paper which is due that you have to hand in, etc. And then the other thing I wanted to say is, if you haven't been in education in a very long time, and then you decide, oh, I want to go to study now, it's time. Yes, the children are finished school and now you've got a bit of time, and you think, oh yes, this is the time I'm going into education. It's worth thinking about going to do an access to higher education course, or taking another course, just for you to get an idea of the education system in the country that you are living in, how they reference, how they organize their essays. I know learning and development can help you when you get to uni, but believe me, sometimes when you start a degree, it's like you hit the ground running. There is no time to stop. There's no time to think. They just think, you guys are here, you're doing an undergraduate course, you know what you're doing, run with it. And so the whole of first year, you're going to spend it figuring out how to balance, how to arrange your essays, trying to think about how to reference. And then by the time you hit second year, you are just now getting ready, and that means that it's going to affect your your marks, like your degree mark, like a 2-1 or upper class or first. So if you were going to get a 2-1 upper class division, you end up maybe getting a lower one because maybe your referencing wasn't up to par, your grammar wasn't up to par, etc. So it's worth doing that, because I just think that it allows you time to get yourself together, and it will broaden your mind as well. You get to thinking, because I think if you, let's say you've just migrated or to another country, let's say you go to Sweden or Germany, and I've chosen these countries because I know language is very, very important, and you find that most of the things that people do when they get to those particular countries is they learn the language. So if you start learning a language as well prior to you going for your degree or your course, then it's going to make life very, very easy for you, because one, you will know the language, you will know like how they arrange their essays, etc. At the time you are applying for uni, the other thing to bear in mind is, as a mature student, time, as I said in the beginning, time is never on your side. So just don't be like, oh my god, the deadline for UCAS is February the 18th, and so I've got to get going, I've got to do it today, and it's the 17th of February. No, take your time. I'd rather you start your personal statement sometime in November, building into January. Look at it, deal with it, and prepare yourself properly. As you know, if you know me, everything, it has to have prayer in it. So pray for your course, pray for your chosen career path. Ask God, is this the right career path for me? Am I going in the right direction? God, guide me. Choose a career path for me, and pray for your personal statement. Pray for your selection, girl, because you just never know. You need to prepare every area of your life. Prepare the grammar, prepare the English part of it, prepare the good organization of your personal statement. Prepare everything. Just be prepared, because you don't want to lack in one area. So prepare in everything. Pray, prepare, and push, because you get 5 choices if you are applying using UCAS. So you've got 5, and sometimes you only get called for 4 interviews, or sometimes 3, or sometimes sure that your statement is ready and it's in order to an extent that and the other thing, if you are called for an interview, don't forget just to be yourself, but the major key is for you to make sure that you are prepared. Do some research, girl. Always prepare. Hope you found today helpful, and I hope you found this particular topic helpful. If you are done with uni, but you know someone who is starting to get into uni, or someone who is in uni, or someone who is thinking about going to uni or having difficulty choosing a course, girl, direct them to this video, and I hope that they will find it helpful. So thank you again for watching. I hope to see you in my next video, which at the moment I don't know what it's going to be about, but hey, until I see you, we will know. Stay well, and if you are applying to go to uni, all the best, girl. Good luck, and guys, if you're watching as well, because everyone goes to uni, isn't it? So yeah, good luck, all the best. Stay calm, keep calm. If you don't go through this time, it's not the end of the world. That's the other thing I was going to say. I'd forgotten actually. If you don't go through, just don't sit there and wait for the next intake. Keep progressing yourself. Do some voluntary work in the field that you are hoping to study. That will increase your value, and that will increase your experience whilst you're waiting for you to start uni. So instead of sitting because you've been declined to get into mental health nursing, find a mind day center, go and volunteer for one. Instead of sitting because you've been declined going into teaching last year or this year, they decline you. Look for a school to do some voluntary work, like during break time, help with lunches, help with ordering, with getting the children in order, etc. Get out there, use your time wisely, use it to prepare, because then when you go for your interview now, you'll be like, I tried to apply last year and I didn't make it, so because I'm very passionate about this, I went out and I started doing voluntary work. they are going to see that you are committed. They're going to see that you are very, very interested in this subject, and they're going to see that you just don't want to study because you want to get paid in the end. You're actually doing it, as a volunteer. So that will just push your marks. Like, you don't know how much voluntary work is so important for your CV. So just don't sit there and think, oh my God, I've been declined. Volunteer, girl, talk to colleagues. Their workplaces might be running like employment experience or something like that. So just don't sit. So before I think of anything else, I don't want to make this video long because I can already see that it's getting long. Girl, I've got to go now. I'll see you in my next video, and thank you so much for the love. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, don't forget to like, and don't forget to turn the notification button so that you don't miss out when your girl Lime and Cotton has posted another video. I love you guys. Bye.